Well, hey there, this is JT at Rubber City Motoring. Actually have an Impala update for you. Apologies for anybody that has been wanting one, hasn't gotten one, curious if it's still around. It is, it's here. As I say in almost every video, being a dad of two now has just, it's wiped out any fun car time. It's almost like oil change, tire rotations, winter tires, summer tires, drive it. That's it. I have like so much like preventative maintenance to do on the Trailblazer out there, the Impala here. It's added up. But when people were saying like, yeah, you're gonna have to be quarantined, you're gonna be, you know, stuck at home, my place of real employment closed till April-ish. So here we are. So I wanted to show you what is in store, what I have going on here for the next couple weeks, and odds are I should be able to check in a little more often while I'm just at home, just kind of doing all this stuff here. So here we go. Obviously, I have a wheel off. The main reason I did this was, if you look at my front wheels, actually all my wheels are really dirty because I parked it for the winter, kind of gave it a quick wash, and that was it. The tires that are on here now, which are these, they're Goodyear Eagle F1 GS D3s. The back is a 275/40/17. The front is a 255/45/17. Very nice tires, super fun, but low temps aren't good. They're not a winter tire, so anytime the temperature would go down to, you know, in the 30s or even like low 40s, I would be nervous driving it. So I would just park it, which is days I could be driving it, putting the miles on this, saving the miles on my Trailblazer, which that's kind of what my goal is. So what I got here, over here, I said, excuse my mess, stroller, saw for some base remodeling, extra car seat. It's just, it is what it is. When I bought the car from my dad over here, he had a smattering of wheels for the Impala here. He used to drive it, if he had to drive for work, you know, randomly in the snow, which only a few times it saw snow, but still it was ready. So I had wheels from him. These are basically some Wheel Vintiques, standard steel wheels. These two here are 15s. These two back here are 16s. Now the only reason I'm doing this way is because the wheels were just there and I'm not too worried about it. So trying to keep the same height as the stock wheel and tire I have, because it's lowered, while getting a tire that will fit and will also work all season, basically, was a challenge. So what I found for the back, the 16s, let me find it here. These are Hankook Ventus V2s, a 245/50/16. So, I mean, it's wide enough. It's not as wide as those, obviously, but it's wide enough. The height is pretty much there, and then it had to match a 16. Now, 15 surprisingly were more easier to come by. So if you, I'm going to show you this. Let me flip this over. You probably know this tire. Okay, it's a white letter, horrible tire. 15s are just, apologies if you're one of these guys, but the 15 is that tire, that wheel combo that's on the car show car that only goes to the ice cream shop car show, and that's it. And it hasn't been updated since the 90s. Anyways, though, there's a number of tires out there by Cooper. This is the Cooper Cobra Radial GT. Lots of options in 15. I could even get up to like a 285, I believe, in 15. But the I didn't want to be rubbing up front or anything. So this is a 245/60/15. So a little bit taller, but that's because it's a 15-inch wheel. And then trim rings and center caps there. That's what it'll look like. And this really is just for winter, like, and not even like winter, like snow, because I'm gonna park it if it's really bad out. This is for like I said, November, December, maybe some random days in February, you know, March now, April, and just to drive it a little bit more often. The other thing that's going on before I put these on, which is what I'm going to mess with tonight, I have for the back springs in there some AirLift springs, the bladders that go in there. I'll go over and show you here in a second. Mainly because when this thing's fully loaded and you are fully loaded with people, stuff in the trunk, everything, with it being lowered, it has bottomed out. I don't know if even you can see it, probably not, but the tire has hit some various spots. So yeah, that's pretty much why. I don't know if it's gonna matter. I don't know if I'm really gonna ever have it fully loaded again, but I got the set, figured I'd install it, and then everybody says basically you go to the back and you hide your filler back in here somewhere. It's these guys here. Got the line, all the various fittings, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna get that going tonight. Now finally, for kind of the drivability and everything that's been going on, I drove it most of last summer into the fall. The only issue I really have, which I'm gonna probably throw this out there multiple times, but it could be gone because I did get a different throttle body, another stocker, but I'm having worries that it's the idle air control that I was running on there, because it was new GM, but I don't know, it could have been faulty, could have had an issue, because it seemed to be whenever I transferred, I went from the 58 throttle body to a new old stock unit, transferred the IAC, I still kind of had some idle issues. Now I don't know, it could be just some other various things, but I'm not really sure. Basically what happens is, if I hop in, I turn the key real fast, start it, it idles horribly. It almost wants to stall, then it picks up, and then it's fine. If I get in though, I put the key to run, wait a second or two, then start it, it fires up perfectly. Somebody was telling me it might be my fuel pump in the back. I have a Racetronics unit and everybody says it doesn't have a check valve. I don't know, tell me if that's true or not, what your thoughts are on that. I thought it was fuel pressure regulator, so I had that Aeromotive one on there. I went to a stocker, still kind of had the same issues, but I don't have any leakage or smell out of that vacuum line. I don't know, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? The other thing is, there's so many mixed and various ways I've seen to set up the throttle body. I know the throttle position sensor, the 0.67 volts, some people say that's super important, other people say it's not. The other one is setting the IAC, which everybody posts those instructions. You press down the throttle a little bit, start the key, let it run, let the car engine run, and then you turn it off and then redo it. There's that. And then there's also the setting the 0 position on the throttle position sensor. They say unplug it, put the key to run, turn it off, plug it back in. I don't know. I don't know what the proper order is, if there is one. I don't even know if it's that complicated, honestly, if I'm just like over complicating this whole thing. So if you have any tried and true methods of doing this throttle body or setting one up, let me know. If nothing matters like that, then great, it just figures it out. That's cool too. I don't know, I'm just curious why I have that weird start issue. And by the way, I don't have any leak down or bleed down. My fuel pressure holds at the Schrader valve like 40 psi-ish. I mean, it held for 25-30 minutes after you turn the key off, so I know there's pressure there, but I don't know. So that's the latest. It's not like horribly bad though. It runs pretty darn good right now. I'd say it's like, to me, 95% of its potential overall. It's been running pretty good. Horrible on gas mileage with 383. I mean, in the teens, which is kind of to be expected. But yeah, so Impala's still around for the people asking, and just kind of driving it. So any questions or comments on what I had to ask there below, post it below there, comment below. If you want to see something specific on this car, let me know, and I will gladly show you, let you know how it was done, what's on it, different mods, things like that. It's a very unique car though, as I've driven it for the past few years. I can't even believe. I mean, I've driven Corvettes around. I had an SS Camaro, an STI Subaru, which you guys saw if you followed, Trailblazer SS, you know, all sorts of weird different cars, press cars that have been, you know, pretty unique. This gets more attention. It just, my mind gets blown. I mean, I'm driving to work at least 2 times a week. I get somebody waving at me or giving a thumbs up. It's insane to me. But it is it's unique. You don't see this kind of thing out there anymore. So, you guys that own these kind of know. And, yeah, so that's what I got. All right, I'm going to get to work here. Probably take some video and post the next one here pretty soon here this week. So stay safe, have a nice weekend, and see you next time. RubberCityMotoring.com. See you later.